Hello everyone. Today I went over the 15 minutes limit, so I hope you're still here, guys. There was a postman, there was a lot going on, so I'm a bit late than 11, but I hope you will still get this video. And I just want to wish Merry Christmas Eve to everybody, and I want to wish you a peaceful holiday. I know holidays sometimes can be enormous time of stress and pressure and pain and all kinds of things for people for numerous reasons. You know, when you have a family, there is a pressure to meet everybody's expectations. When there is your family is far away, you miss them, and you know you can feel heartbroken about that. Sometimes we go through some difficulties in life right on the holiday, and it feels like everybody is happy and you are the only one that's not feeling well. And uh, I believe that with the social media, these things became worse because very few people on social media post the truth and post things behind the scenes. Usually we post our highlights. So I just want to tell you guys, don't. I think holidays could be a great time to reflect on you and reconnect with yourself. And wherever you are, whether you have a crazy family or you know. I call it forced family fun. Sometimes you don't see some people, you don't interact with them, but then you all stress out because you're gonna see that aunt, you're gonna see that uncle, or somebody from your family that always kind of makes you anxious. So remember that, and don't take the bait. Keep yourself grounded. The main purpose of holidays is appreciation and joy, so make sure you get it. I gonna talk a little bit more about how to deal with craziness in my other video. But today, yes, Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. Today I just want to come out, and I wanted to share with you a few of my memories from childhood and late Soviet time, I shall say, and some things I remember. I've never really realized how people of my generation, how they are, what a unique life experience they had, because we were growing up right on a turn of, not turn of the century, but turn of the different ways of ruling the country. I was born in a socialist country, and then sometime later, very quick, it that was broken, and it became get on this way to become a capitalist. And that's probably the worst time in a way. It was a very challenging time. It's a very hard time. Somebody from ancient philosophers said that I wish you to not be born in times of change. So I would like to share with you guys about Ukrainian and Russian old Soviet era customs and traditions and New Year's, and what kind of memory my friends and I and my family has. First of all, I have to say that it was very, very special, because one of the things, people were not consuming that much. So we didn't have all this variety in the Soviet time of all kinds of goods and things. So for us, it was something we would wait for the whole year. It was very, very special. And the main difference between United States, the Western world, I would say, and Eastern European is that our Christmas is falls 6th to 7th January, and it's more of the relaxed home holiday. It's kind of laid back. Women would do sort of like a crystal ball. It's they would try to guess their destiny and who's they gonna marry and what their life will look. They would use different ways like cards and try to, you know, do these things. It was sort of like a sacred night on Christmas, 6th to 7th of January. We still have it, it's still there. But Ukraine is taking the way of westernizing very fast, so things are going to change. Last year, January 25th, last year, December 25th, officially became a holiday in Ukraine as well. So now we celebrate this Western Christmas as well. And somebody wrote me something that, well, I won't wish you Merry Christmas because, you know, you are Ukrainian, so I'll wish you Merry Christmas in January. So just so you guys know, don't make this mistake, because in Ukrainian, if the Ukrainian or Russian woman lives here in US, she has a family or whatever she's doing, she actually celebrates US Christmas. Or if she lives in UK, I mean, people, you know, people celebrate. You adjust because, you know, because you want to have the joy. It doesn't matter what day what time it is you celebrate it, you know. And so if you have a lady that's in Ukraine, so now the Christmas became official, and so you should congratulate your special people in Ukraine as well, because it's official and it's kind of becoming universal. So, you know, don't just because I know some people from, you know, have maybe Jewish background or Muslim background, they still celebrate Christmas, because when you live in US, for example, you don't want to hold your kids from celebration. So let me see the chat, guys. Wow, there is so much to talk about. Oh, thank you so much, Stan. Someone's stockings. Thank you so much. Well, we are doing good with stockings, but you know, there is always room for extra. Thank you, Stan. Merry Christmas. I appreciate, guys, and I want to tell thank you everybody for the support, the love, the help. That was a rough week. Yes, I was sad because my friend had passed away. So it's especially tough when hard things happened around this time of the year. So I want to tell everybody who I have many men who follow me who unfortunately are separated from their family, and their wives are, you know, they're not in a good connection, and the kids are not communicating with you. I just want to tell you, nothing takes away from everything you've been doing for your children. I know it's hard this time of the year, but give yourself a joy of thinking about all the wonderful times you had with your children. Think about that. I have many men that have grown children and went through divorce, and the children were turned against them. And I just want to tell you that if you were a good dad, you were present, you were involved, nobody can take away the years of love and commitment and things you had done for your children. So please don't paint everything into black paint. I know it's hard, but children tend to gain something between their ears in their mind as they go a little bit further in life. Like when they mature and they realize what it takes to be a parent, you know, what it takes to be dedicated, what it takes to bring the salary to the table and have everything spoken for and be a provider and be responsible. When they hit that, all of a sudden they want to reconnect with you because they understand what you were going through. And so I just want to send some love and some warmth to some of my subscribers I know personally in my VIP club, and people who've been writing to me. I know it can be a tough time. Do something that make you feel good. You know, we are in charge of how we feel, and we can change it. Think about, once again, wonderful things you've done and wonderful memories, and do something for yourself, because a lot of times when we involve so much with children, we are on the last place, you know, like in our lives. We are like, you know, we are not even on the list. So do something for yourself. Maybe save up for travel. Do something that you want to do. And once again, your children, as much as it doesn't look like it right now, but with time, most of them will gain appreciation for you, and they will want to reconnect. So if they will want to reconnect, open the door. If after some time you feel that you want to reconnect, make a first step. We'll talk about this also in my future lives, because I know it's a sensitive and painful topic, but I just want to tell my appreciation to the dads and father figures, and, you know, strong men in our lives that are sometimes invisible. Their efforts are invisible till they're gone. So keep doing, keep being strong, and keep making this life better. So yes. So let's go back. I just want to share a few more things about life in Ukraine. What I remember, KZ, I don't know anything that was in 70s, because I was not around. But I remember later time. I really remember 90s as a kid. So every girl wanted to be Снегурочка. Снегурочка, it means the pretty girl that is so you call it Santa helper, but in Ukrainian and Russian tradition, Снегурочка was a very pretty young lady that would wear a very nice princess coat, and sort of like princess style coat, and she would be very pretty, and every girl wanted to be Снегурочка. But it's sort of a promotion. So usually in school we would have a performance, and every girl would be we would be snowflakes. We would always have this, it's called утренник. It's a morning performance in the school. Church wasn't that involved in Soviet time, because church wasn't a thing so much, that's another story. So our big celebration would be New Year's. This is where kids get gifts. This is where kids get, all the exciting things that are happening on New Year nights. So that's the main difference, that on New Year nights, kids would get gifts and so on. So, and I remember my snowflake suits. They had a lot of glitter, and it was kind of making from that foil. It was, it's Снегурочка. Hey Aaron, Merry Christmas. So yeah, we were all dreaming to be beautiful Снегурочка in a beautiful, kind of very princess fur. It has like fur trim coat, and it was very exciting. When we were not spoiled in terms of having many events, or many things going on, or many gifts, and there was something about it. It's like when you're hungry and you get in a beautiful meal. So kids were, of course, super excited, and we would have performances in school, and we would have, of course, the main role. It would be Ded Moroz, our version of Santa Claus, which translates as Grandpa Frost, and he had a long coat. It's usually also be some kind of heavy coat with snowflakes and fur trim around it. So even Santa Claus or Ded Moroz or Santa Claus were furs. So that tells you something. And my sweetest memories are from believing, into believing in into Santa or Ded Moroz. And my mom did an incredible job of hiding things and creating and making amazing gifts for us. I have no idea how she done it, with a very limited budget. Uh, but we would have great surprises on New Year's morning, and that was the only morning I wanted to be the morning person. It would be New Year's. It would be New Year's morning. We would rush to the Christmas tree, and oh, it was so exciting. There is nothing like that. Um, so usually they saved money all year and been buying something, but it was really a sweet illusion to live in. And I think I believed in Ded Moroz or Santa Claus probably till I was almost 12. So it's kind of, but it's kind of sweet and innocent, the innocence of it is really sweet. We did a lot of handmade gifts, so that was awesome. More like handmade decorations, and that was really special because it brings the family members together, and we were really handy. Ukrainian and Russian women have good hands, so if you don't have something, you create it. I remember using foil, using different we would buy different colorful paper, and we would create decorations. We would cut snowflakes, and we would put tangerines in the foil and have a little make a little hoop and put it on a tree. It was a labor of love. It was a lot of creating. It was very beautiful. And another thing that stands out is people were cooking as if that's last days of our life. I mean, seriously, it was. I remember because in a regular life, it was pretty modest. I was sort of like in an average family, because I mean everybody was average pretty much. Family of engineers. My both parents were engineers, which would be a different story if they would be in the U.S. But they were trying to do their best, and the on a daily basis we didn't have all the treats and all those elaborate meals. We had good homemade food, but it was very modest. So when the holidays would come around, I remember that aroma in the air, and my mom in the kitchen, and I remember her in this cloud of steam, so to speak. Like she would be in the steam of cooking this, of cooking that, and it just was special. It was very special because it's something that would only happen once a year, and they definitely went overboard with the food. But it was nice. There is something, homemade food have a lot of soul and spirit, a lot of, it's labor of love. It's so different than when you order something from somewhere, and this is what I remember, my mom, for instance, in doing that kind of thing. My dad wasn't into any of that. He didn't celebrate anything. He was the kind of guy that focused on his work, and that's on New Year's night he would go to sleep at 9 p.m. So he couldn't care less. He was a guy of determination. He was a guy of he didn't like holidays. He didn't like anything that takes him away from creating. He was kind of what would equal to PhD here in US, and he would be a millionaire in US because he has a book. He showed it to me last time, was in Ukraine, and that book has 50 inventions that he created, through his engineering work. So he was not from this world. So he was, he was living in his head, and I can understand him better now. But average people were just really, I remember, one of the greatest memories, I have is the memory of unity. Everybody had their doors open. So on Christmas or New Year's or these holidays, our neighbors do not lock their door. So we lived in this five-story a building, 5 floors, and many of our neighbors that we knew, they would have their door open, so you don't need to ring. You just come in, you bring something that you cook, you sit down, you have a drink, you talk about, you pour your soul out, you go to another neighbor. And that is something that once in a while I really miss. It's something, there were a lot of positive things about growing up in a community that was door were not locked. I'm not talking right now about political beliefs. I'm not talking now about religious beliefs, but there was something about that feeling of belonging and not locking your door, have your doors open, tells you about something. So for many of people who were older than me, in that time, it was a very crushing experience when our society started turn to capitalism and everybody stands, capitalism not in terms of, that adjustment, that we are not a community and sort of, we are not as much of a community, everybody stands for themselves. And I am very individualistic. I think it's important to have your name, your face, your identity, but I believe it's possible to have that and still have strong connections and live with open heart. So I do believe in that as well. And that was something that we all miss, to be able to just, not making appointments. Like now you have to call somebody 2-3 weeks ahead if you just want to step by. So it's just different. But anyways, I just want to tell you guys, we had wonderful holidays in that era when I was growing up, even though it was difficult, even though sometimes it was hard. But there was that amazing spirit of excitement, of joy, of unity, of miracles, I'm very grateful to my mom. I don't know if she will watch this video because, she doesn't really speak English that well, but I'm gonna tell you that because she kept the miracle for a very long time for us. So I hope that all the kids will get something special this holiday. By special, I just mean some love. And I always feel about kids right now who maybe don't have parents or, struggle. And I was talking to my son that Christmas is a time of giving, and it's more important to give on Christmas than receive, just like in life. I'm a strong believer that giving is enriching, and giving is always a gift for two, because you get joy from giving and the person get joy from receiving it. And so my son actually he made a little bit of money, and he donated to somebody who needed and that was very wonderful. And I'm sharing this because I want to I see nothing wrong with that, to encourage people. Sometimes we are so caught up on our problems, and we say, oh my gosh, poor me, like my family is far away, or I just broke up with somebody, oh poor me. But there might be a kid next door that doesn't have anything, doesn't have enough of food, doesn't have, might not get a Christmas gift. So I think it's a wonderful feeling, wonderful time to do things for others unexpectedly, and just give love. It's never feels the same when you give something to somebody. That feeling is a gift itself. It's never, receiving is never as satisfying as giving. And I hope that you guys would agree with me. So we did a lot as a community back, in time when I was little. And I remember that. It was really nice. Lance, thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Thank you. I have a lot of giving and generous people who follow me, and I always looking out for you guys, and I want you to keep being generous but not being taken advantage of. That's why I'm making some of my anti-scam videos as well. Yes, Casey, he donated. I mean, we both did, of course, but he was really excited about it. That is what is cool. When you introduce your kids to giving early, they more likely to understand it and more likely to be more compassionate. Yes, he was really excited. And yes, there were two different people that needed the help, and most of all, it was just nice to see how eager he was to do that. And I feel like as parents, sometimes we do the wrong thing when we just spoil kids with stuff. We give them 200,000 presents and it's all about them. I think it's very nice to tell them about others, and they have immediate response. They want to help. So we helped somebody in our family, and then somebody who is Ruslan's friend. They just need a little bit extra, and it was wonderful because it's the idea that will teach him, when I am not around, or when he's, a grown man, to think about others. Because I cannot stand people that are all only focused about themselves. They are very unpleasant company. And once again, most of kids have a loving and open heart. But when you keep giving, it's all about them, always all about them, what do you think is going to grow out of them? I mean, what's they going to grow? Who's they going to grow into? All right, guys, does anybody have the best Christmas memory? You can share it while I'm still live. I have to go and soon and just, get ready. We don't have snow. We don't have snow. And it's really weird, guys, but snow, having those white flakes coming at you and falling on you, are just really a trigger for celebration for us. At least, for us who live in a cold climate. Kiev, Ukraine is very similar to Kiev, Ukraine is very similar to Michigan. So it's, I mean, we love having snow on Christmas. So I would always make fun. I would always make fun from people. We would always joke about, people in the warm countries, like what they do, why they don't, like, do you decorate palms? I mean, you gotta have some snow on Christmas. So anyway, Uh, of course, my nose now is. Yeah, it is a little bit ironic, Stan, that's for sure. Thank you, Mark. Merry Christmas. Thank you, KZ. I'm glad you're enjoying this live. I prefer making my lives. Sorry, guys, my nose is. You know what nose itching means in Ukrainian and Russian culture? It means that you'll be drinking alcohol later on. It's like one of our weird things about different. I don't know, just one of those things. Like if anybody is their nose is itching, it means they're gonna be alcohol. But probably not for me. I'm not planning that tonight. Thank you, KZ. Thank you for the kind comments. Lance is saying, raise children in the ways they should go, and they will not depart from it because they have been taught. I agree. I think that spoiling the child is the worst way of parenting. Feeding a hungry child will change your life, and learning to give enriches your own life. I agree, Stan, 100% on that one. And you know, it's really nice. I'm a big believer in paying forward, like you helping somebody, somebody helps you. And I had a lot of magic in my own life where, you know, I would scrape, back in time to help somebody, barely having enough myself, and then something wonderful would happen. I truly believe that there is a joy of making impact on other people's life, and the awesome thing, nobody can take it away from you ever. So for those of you guys who raised beautiful kids and they are grown and you are in a little bit of pain right now because maybe your relationship isn't so good, you know how much you've done. I know what it takes. So you did everything you can, and your children will have to get their own experience to appreciate you. And I hope they will do it early enough. All right, guys, it's really nice to be here on this Christmas Eve morning. I will come out more. I wanted to create the momentum of coming here again and making my videos. Sometimes it's very hard to get back on the horse when you were absent, although it's been only 1 week, but it's been a challenging time, and it's nice to reconnect. By the way, I was thinking about Dave. Some of you know Dave was my subscriber, but then he became my friend, and then he basically was like family to me. So he was very close, and losing him just before the holidays was extremely painful. But after I cried it out and and grieved, I was thinking about what he wanted, and he wanted everybody to have fun. He wanted everybody to go for their dreams. He was a big supporter of my channel, and I realized that he would be very hurt if I would stop making my videos. So I'm gonna keep with my videos. I'm gonna keep with my channel because he always believed in me, and so I'm gonna keep with it, and I'm glad that I cannot take a month off and just go into, some kind of depression. I'm glad that I have you guys, and I want to tell my appreciation for you being here with me. So, let me read a few more comments. If you want to share, okay, guys, I'm pretty much done with my message. I will make some more videos, but I just want to tell you that the New Year's in late Soviet Russia and Ukraine, and in like it's been always special. I mean, it was something that we would wait for all year long. So I have greatest memories from the childhood. I will see if I could find or make um, some retro slideshow for um, that time. Maybe my mom has some pictures. So, oh, thank you so much, guys. I just want to come out here and tell you how much I appreciate you all, and I want to wish you Merry Christmas. No matter where you are, no matter how you feel, no matter what the circumstances today, whether you're overwhelmed and having a lot of pressure, like I said, or you feel a bit lonely because maybe your family is far away, and I know how it feels, but uh, do something nice for yourself. Take this time to reflect and connect, and stay away from things that trigger you. Don't take the bait. If you have to go to the family that triggers you, don't take the bait, and just enjoy yourself. Uh, One thing that I do when I'm just feel that things are going out of control is I love to journal. I love to journal, and it really gives you peace of mind, and you can let those things out. Um, you sort of grounds you, and you feel better. Um, and if you feel lonely, if you feel that you feel not so great, uh, go out and do something to somebody. Do something nice for somebody. You have some extra stuff in your home, you have some things that are still in the boxes, you have some plush toys, or you have some I don't know, toasters or extra stuff. Just go out and do something for others. That makes amazing difference to us when because we unfocus of whatever issues we're going through, and we focus on somebody else's smile. Buy coffee for somebody today, tomorrow, this holiday, Christmas break, buy dinner to somebody, or I don't know, clean their driveway if they have snow at some point. Yeah, by the way, my son is volunteering to help with cleaning driveways and make some money. So I mean, do something for others. It doesn't have to be material. If you can't afford buying something for somebody or donating, you can donate something, or you can make a beautiful gift of service. You have an older lady in your neighborhood, and maybe her family is far away. Give her something. I think it's just really wonderful thing to do. So, and it really heals. I find the most healing thing in the world is doing things for others. Yeah. KZ is saying, fills at Christmas tree with gifts, meaningful gifts for others. I agree. You have a passionate heart. Passionate heart. Oh, thank you, George. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, John. Thank you so much. Mark is saying, you're correct. Dave would want us told to move forward, and especially you. Or thank you. But Mark, he was really driven. He wanted everybody to, yes, I know that he had a special place, for me and my son, but he wanted everybody to succeed. That was the most beautiful thing about him, and he would spend his time and go out of his way to help, to support, and that was a beautiful gift he was giving to everybody daily. He that's just kind of amazing. He was the most generous person with a huge heart, and I think maybe his heart just got tired. Oh, thank you, Kizzy. I appreciate it. I feel better. So anyways, dear friends, Aaron, thank you so much. You have been a blessing to the VIP club and as my friend now. My VIP members are quickly becoming, more than just members. They're becoming really wonderful friends. And Aaron, you're one of the most generous and kind and loving people I knew. So as, some of you guys that I know personally, Stan, thank you for everything you've been doing behind the scenes. Mark, you're very, your spirit are, your spirit means fun. Like if Mark gonna be there, it's gonna be fun. Lance, we hadn't had much interaction yet, but you always, you're always here to support and help. And all the guys, I don't know everybody in person, but thank you for being here. KZ, been here for a long time. John. So, dear friends, I just want you to have a wonderful Christmas Eve. No matter where you are, I wish you some peace. I wish you some positive thoughts. I wish you reconnect with yourself and take a break from the holiday craziness and just have some wonderful moments, share them with others. And we are all looking forward for a new year. It's going to be a lot of reflection, a lot of things we need to throw away to be able to put new beautiful things. That's going to be the topic for the New Year's. But most of all, guys, I just want to reconnect with you. And my video is going to be coming. My tips video is going to be coming. My insight video is going to be coming. I feel like I can do this again. I am healing fast after the loss of a dear friend. And what really helps me is his message. I think one way to honor and to remember and stay connected with somebody you loved but lost is to live your life to the fullest, so they can be proud. Take the most of your life. Die empty, die when you have nothing else to give. So again, it's really hard to not get emotional, but I see nothing wrong with with being real. Yeah, exactly. Mark is saying something very profound. He's saying, well, Mark, just so you guys know, Mark is in the VIP club, and he was in our group when we traveled to Ukraine. And Mark is saying, yes, Dave inspired me greatly. Despite of his physical limitations, he got out there and did it. Definitely got me motivated to do the same. I agree with you, Mark, 100%. Because he, any other man or person in his situation, he definitely has had health issues, just would be home and give up on everything, But in last 3 years, we made enough of memories for a lifetime. Like seriously. Yeah, we could make memories for a lifetime. Like my son is feeling better, some of our common friends feeling better. So we're about to go to the stage when we talk about crazy things we've done. And yeah, I'm very happy. I have it in my previous video. I'm very happy that he got out and he done stuff. And he enjoyed it and he give joy to others. So that's the way to live life. So we'll always, he will always be in our hearts. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. So, okay, that's happening again. But I'm not drinking alcohol today. Anyways, guys, I wish you a wonderful Christmas. I'll come out more, and I really want to go back to give you some advice, some things to be ready for. Of course, the situation with Dave that happened inspired me for some important aspects for you to consider and some important stuff to learn, because we learn from experiences. So this all will be coming shortly. I'm giving you all a big warm hug, and I wish you a good holiday time. Whatever you need to do to soothe your soul and feel present and feel connected, please do it for yourself. And I will be back with you soon. Thank you so much.